Fantastic Four issue 42 finds the Badoon battalion assemble around Ruin as the villain calls for their faith to be placed in him so he can deliver their greatest treasure as they smash into the Baxter building, locating the Richards family. Nikki and Joe defend Alicia against the firepower of the Badoon as Val and Franklin race off, knowing where they need to go. Franklin calls for the others to follow them, told by Val that if they're caught, they won't have any other choice but to call their father. In Shi'ar space, Thing is tended to by Reed and Jack, who cauterizes his wounds. Reed knows that Jack's powers will do the trick thanks to all of the knowledge of the Watchers in his head, but he doesn't know where the enemy have taken the Macran crystal. She-Hulk knows that they have gone to the one place the Watchers wouldn't see them, as Jennifer explains they have gone to the Obscura Minor, a universal blind spot, but she doesn't know how to get there. Reed thinks that they can get there the same way the Reckoning have, since they have access to the Watchers' knowledge as well, and he can use the same process the Watchers use to teleport across the universe. Gladiator awakens, finding the crystal is gone as the Fantastic Four teleport away to Obscura Minor. When they arrive, Jennifer knows that this is the right place, and while she's never been there, she knows it should be teeming with life. Suddenly, Val contacts Reed, telling them that the Baxter building has fallen and the enemy are at the Forever Gate. Franklin asks if they are going to implement Protocol Zero, as Nikki knows that she can hold off the Badoon. Alicia wishes that Ben was there, as Reed tells the kids to start Protocol Zero, causing their comms to cut as they say that they love their mother and father. Reed asks for a moment alone with Ben, causing Jennifer and Jack to head into the ruined temple before them, as Reed tells Ben that he couldn't let the Reckoning get a hold of the Forever Gate. Ben understands, knowing that the Forever Gate only had one jump left, and he realizes that Reed had the kids and Alicia use the gate that final time, meaning wherever it sent them, they're now stranded. Reed tells him that the problem was the gate itself, since the energies inside rewrite the universe and Protocol Zero wasn't sending them through the gate. It was made so they can blow up the gate. He knows that Alicia, Joe, Nikki, and his own children are all dead now, sacrificing themselves for the good of the universe. Jennifer and Jack, meanwhile, explore the destroyed city, with She-Hulk knowing she did all of this knowing that the Rajlek were recluses, and it drove them crazy to know that the Watchers could see everything they were doing. So as the cosmic judge she was at the time, she passed down a rule that made this area a dark sector in space, away from the Watchers' prying eyes. The heroes soon find the Reckoning and the crystals, as one of the Reckoning says that he watched the Rajlek and even slaughtered them all. The Thing soon attacks Reed as She-Hulk attacks Wrath, who finds it good that She-Hulk is enraged since he wants to deal with them himself, happy to finally meet Jennifer Walters. She-Hulk's attacks smash against Wrath's shields, doing nothing as he proclaims that this planet was to be used as his beachhead for his war against the Watchers, and the land was all that mattered to him, so the people meant nothing. Thing continues to try and kill Reed for what he did, but Reed knows there was no other way, and in war, the stakes are too high. Wrath is not impressed with She-Hulk's grievances for one planet, since he lived in a galaxy when it was 10 times the size it is now, and his domain was a vast ocean of stars, so why should he mourn over pond scum? Jen calls for Jack to help, but Jack tells her that he has killed Avengers with his zero energy, but it's doing nothing against Wrath. Wrath catches She-Hulk, telling her that he survived a blast that wiped out 9/10 of the creation, and before that he massacred more people and worlds than she's ever seen, wanting to show her his favorite form of execution. Ben meanwhile smashes Reed into the ground, telling him that he understands the stakes and his family were everything to him. Wrath grabs Jack and tells him that his favorite execution is taking two partners and smashing their skulls together. He bashes the heroes together, knowing the stronger of the two will die last, knowing that they were the instrument of their companion's death. He continues smashing them together as he says that he wishes the Watchers could see him do this, since he would enjoy it even more. Ben demands that Reed finally say something, as on the Watchers' homeworld, Nick Fury spies on the beings, who discuss Uatu breaking the Prime Law. The others call for Icor to come to the Great Gathering, wanting him to forget his son since he's not worth their pity. Reed restrains Ben, telling him to calm down, as Fury knows that the Gathering is when they will all link minds and download everything into their Cyclopedia Universum. He finds Emnu is told to leave the Gathering, so Nick follows him, knowing that something is wrong with him, wanting to follow him, but he knows that he needs to let it go, since if no one is watching Uatu, this is his one shot to break him out. Reed tells Ben to stop struggling, but Ben refuses to, knowing that Reed went too far this time, and he wants to see how far he can stretch him now. At Anel Vel, Hulkling and Wiccan hold off the Machine Men as backup arrives in the form of Johnny Storm, Sky, and their friends. Thing meanwhile meanwhile takes Reed to his breaking point, beginning to rip him apart as Johnny melts all of the Mechans, knowing the moment they joined the Reckoning is the moment they got on the wrong side of this fight, wanting them to sit down and think about what they've done. Hulkling thanks Johnny for the help, asking him to turn down the heat, but Johnny says if he really wants to thank him, he can help him take down the rest of the Reckoning at the hotspots. Hulkling agrees to help them as Beta Ray Bill, the Starjammers, and the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive to back up Johnny and Hulkling. Ben meanwhile tells Reed that he fought for him and they were friends, but he took everything from him now. Reed wants to explain, but Ben smashes him over and over into the ground, demanding Reed shut up for good. Reed pushes a button on his arm and the comms come back online, signaling to Ben that Alicia and his family are alive and well. Alicia says they've been trying to contact him, asking if they are okay. Ben tearfully tells them that they are, asking how they are, learning thanks to the Zero Protocol they are fine, but they have to go now. Ben tells his family he loves them all as Reed says that they have work to do. Ben demands to know what Protocol Zero is, so Reed tells him that clearly it wasn't a self-destruct protocol, but it was a necessary deception. Ben demands to know why he made him think that his wife and kids were dead, so Reed says that he was faced with the Rapture and he froze up, and in the past, if anything knocked Ben Grimm down, he would fight to get back up and he would always fight on and win, but not this time. Reed knows that in the past he had nothing to lose, but now he does, but also he has something to live for and it's put him off his game. Reed tells him that in war, everything is at stake and next time, Ben won't freeze, he will fight for those he loves. Ben knows that he won't forgive Reed for what he's done, but the man is fine with that, since he will be dead in the next 42 hours. The heroes soon find a red doorway, and Reed knows exactly where it goes. Reed wants Ben to stay behind, but the hero knows that he doesn't trust the man with Jen and Jack, following him through the portal to the Barrens, the toxic remains of 9/10 of the universe. Reed wants to find their friends and get out as fast as they can as Wrath closes the portal behind the heroes, thinking how the smartest man in the universe is an idiot. His brother and sister wish they could have continued to play with Ben and Jennifer, but Wrath knows that they will be long dead before they ever find a way out of the Barrens. In the Florida Everglades, Dr. Doom uses his magic to open the box he recently stole, knowing that he stayed his hand and bided his time, and the entity in the swamp is one of the most powerful entities he has encountered, but he knows its weakness, holding the thing it prizes the most. He demands it come and take the item, but to do so, it must come and meet its doom.